if you're in a practice room where you don't like poking people with your guitar, this is probably not the guitar for you. This is the Ibanez Iceman IC420FM-VLS. And it's out of the box because I had to play this guitar as soon as I got it delivered to me. And I've had it for quite a while because this is what it sounds like. It's just a rock and roll guitar, and I love it. So this is an absolutely kind of biased review, but this is one of my favorite guitars in the world. But keep watching because it's not actually perfect, and I'll show you why and why not in a bit. Right, let's talk specs. We've got a flamed maple top on an Okoume body, which is a mahogany-like wood, with a Jatoba fretboard with acrylic and abalone block inlays, and it's bound all the way round. We've got medium frets, and we've got 17, 19, 22 of them. Pickup-wise, we're looking at two Super 80 Ibanez pickups, which are a little hotter than PAFs, but not as hot as Super Distortions. We have a three-way switch, volume, volume, tone, tone, and a performer bridge, and the easy, quick change string thing, which is amazing fun to use if you're changing strings. It does make a difference. The tuners are not branded in any way. The neck is set in, and there's that wonderful Iceman shape upside down, which it now becomes a fireman. Right, let's jump straight back into some more sound samples. I'll go through all pickups settings, that's all three of them, on the clean channel, or the vintage channel, sorry, of the Sheriff 25. I had to have a mess with the tone knob on the neck pickup then because it was so much darker. I couldn't believe it was actually at 10, but it was, and it is. So that's what it sounds like clean. On the bridge, it's a bit too bitey for that true, it's not clean, but it's just edgy. In the middle, it starts to warm up and starts to sound really beautiful. And then the neck is quite dark, as we've just discovered. Let's check the range of the knob, shall we? Let's see what's going on. Now that's something I don't like about this guitar, is that all of the tone rolling off is in that last sort of 2 or 3 notches, that last 10%, if that. And that's not very useful from a guitar that, well, it's not very versatile, that's for sure. So they must have some strange pot situation going on in here. So that's the first thing that I don't like about this, in my head, perfect guitar, which isn't perfect. I'm just so in love with it. Let's go for the middle position. And let's see if we can use that to balance out that gnarly and that softness. Yeah, so don't worry, this is not a, oh my God, isn't this guitar great kind of video. Because I've spent some time with it, I've found some things that aren't perfect. And I think Ibanez have made a mistake by putting these pots in there rather than ones that roll off more gradually. Everything feels solid, everything feels nice. And these are my favorite knobs in the guitar world. They're like sort of top hats you'd find, but they've got this rubber on the edge just there, and I absolutely love them because you've got so much control over where that knob is, which is why it's such a shame that everything going on with the tone knobs is right down there. This could, of course, be a one-off guitar with that sort of setup, but I doubt it, so your mileage may vary. Let's go into some actual proper tones now, and I'll go from cleanish to drive-ish to really heavy, probably in drop D. So, Fender Deluxe Reverb, humbucker at the neck, always a beautifully warm, roundy tone. I had to add in a little bit more treble on the amp because I'm finding this Super 80 in the neck rather dark, as I've said before, and it does need a little bit of sparkling up. So if I hadn't have done that, it would have sounded like this. And then I did that. And believe it or not, that's why those knobs are there. Great, huh? Right, let's do something a bit more gainy. I'll put a bit of a pedal in there. Let's try the El Hombre from J Rocket. So that bridge pickup is still in the realms of bright, aggressive, picky sort of PAF and not quite reaching the realms of a high output pickup, but it certainly isn't low. It's certainly not vintage. Let's up the gain a little bit. Again. Rattler is a Rat style pedal. That just works wonderful. Humbuckers, Rat, Fender amp, your ears, you know. Oh, there's some vintage V30s in there, in between the ears and that, and microphones and the internet and all that. But it just does it. If you're looking for a 2-humbucker guitar and you want to thrash some power chords and get all violin-y on that neck pickup, this does it. This does it very well. And one step away from Sweet Child of Mine. Just a little push, a little nudge in that direction, and I'd do it. It sounds and feels phenomenal. There's such a great reaction between all this gear, and I know that I'm not using a cheap amp. This amp is not expensive, about what, $800, about the same price as the guitar, but it's not out of the range, I think, of everybody. But you should be able to get these sort of tones with a more affordable amp such as a Katana and stuff like that. It's just that I've chosen to use this one today because I wanted to give it that extra push. Now I'm going to have to do it with the Katana, aren't I? All right, I'll play something with the Katana just to prove my point. Okay, so I did it, and here it is. That's the Katana Artist MkII, and this is just the lead channel, with lots of gain and some reverb and the bridge pickup of this IC420FM-VLS. I think that's pretty close. I whipped that out of there because I didn't have the noise gate engaged and it was really buzzing. Yeah, you don't need an expensive amp to make this sound good. I don't know what I've proven there to myself. Oh no. Right, let's talk about this good, bad, and ugly. Up until now, this has been a mostly positive review, and I've said mainly good things about this guitar, and I'm going to continue. This belly carve makes this one of the most comfortable guitars I've ever played, and I bet you didn't look at this and thought, that looks comfortable. Well, you'd be wrong. This actually makes a wonderful couch guitar. I've sat many nights, the first time by accident, I must admit, and I sat with it and thought, whoops, probably should have brought a Strat or a Jazzmaster. But I sat with this, and it just sits on my knee perfectly. I can rest back, and it sort of supports itself. I am quite a big guy. I'm about 1.94 m, about 6'3" or 4", and this doesn't look big on me, but it is. And if you're the kind of person who is also a larger kind of human, and you make a Strat or a Les Paul look a bit small, like I do, then you might want to get one of these just because it makes you look more human on stage, if not rather exotic. And if you are an average person or small, it's still, I would say, it's no bigger than an Explorer. I think it's probably smaller than Explorer. It's definitely bigger than this Les Paul Jr. I mean, it's huge compared to this Les Paul Jr. Hang on, I've got to drop it down. It's about that much bigger. So when I put it on this stand behind me, or that FRM 350 PR, I have to put it on this lower ring because it is a little bit longer in the body, considerably longer. But if you're in a practice room where you don't like poking people with your guitar, this is probably not the guitar for you. But if you want to stand out on stage or sit on a couch, quite opposite extremes there, try this one. I think Ibanez have spent money in the right places. These pickups are 75 euros each, and the guitar itself is 750 euros. What you're not getting is mahogany and rosewood, so the Okoume body and neck and Jatoba fretboard. And frankly, I'm not going to go into the tonewood discussion, but this sounds great, it feels great, and it looks, in my opinion, great. And I would rather have the money spent on hardware and setup and pickups and all the right things rather than tick some boxes that it's got some wood so I can show off to my friends on Facebook or wherever you kids hang out these days. If this was made by Epiphone, I think it would probably be twice the price, at least 1,200 we're looking at for sure. And both of them would be made in China. This isn't, however, an out-of-the-box review. I have made 2 major changes to it since I got it. The first thing is it's got new strings on it for this video because the old ones were starting to, or had started to dull. But I replaced them with the same ones they came with, which are a set of regular D'Addario 10-46. The second thing is I set the intonation. Even though the tuners worked perfectly fine, I lack a little bit of confidence in them, but that's probably a me thing rather than a guitar thing. And as for the ugly, I don't think there's anything ugly, but some of you are going to look at this shape and find it absolutely ridiculous, or maybe just too big for you. The IC420 FM-VLS Violin Sunburst, also available in that blue. It's a great guitar, and if you see one around, pick it up. Don't think that, oh, that's a weird shape. Pick it up, you'll be surprised. Plug it in, and you'll probably fall in love. Right. Links to it, video description, and on the screen. There's also a subscribe button there and another video there for you if you wish. Thanks for watching. I hope it helped. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Had a lot of fun doing this one.